today. I start again a project that I started a while back last year but backfired. But now I know this is the time, okay? We are going to make sourdough starter.
Why is it so hard?
If you're a fan of sourdough, like me, and you have been wanting to learn how to make it yourself, and all these videos on the internet have been intimidating, don't worry, we are all equally intimidated. However, we are not going to let that stop us from making our own sourdough starter. Because I feel like the minute you have your own sourdough starter, then the sourdough life becomes, it's a given, okay? But the starter is a problem. And if you don't have someone to give you starter, like I don't, then you just have to somehow make your own. Two things are required. Whole wheat flour, which my mom has been so kind as to mill for me, and water, non-chlorinated water. I hope this is non-chlorinated. I did not get from our dispenser because our dispenser is chlorinated. Okay, and then for accuracy, I have, this is the jar I'm going to use, of course, but I want to measure everything. Like, I'm not taking chances. I'm going to use this to measure. They say we're supposed to store it at 24 to 28 degrees centigrade or at room temperature. Right now we are kind of in a cold season, so we are like at 23, 24. So I am just going to wait and see, okay? Because I can wrap it in a towel and then we just wait and see whether it's going to ferment. And it's easy. I'm going to take you through the whole week. I'm going to be feeding it, how we're going to be doing, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get this right. When I get this right, are you even ready? Because I will be making everything sourdough from now henceforth. You know how much I love to make my own bread? But I've been really wanting to learn how to make sourdough bread because it's healthier, it's pre-digested. That means it's easier on our stomachs when we eat it. Less gluten if you're trying to lose weight or to get healthier. So this is it. This better work. It better work. All right. Let's start. It's quite easy. All right. I am starting off. I have my jar here. All we need is 50 grams whole wheat flour, 50 grams non-chlorinated. You need, of course, a clean jar to make sure everything is not contaminated. All right. So let's do 50 grams of wheat. Now, seriously, it's going to 58. So let me just add 8 grams of wheat to make it make sense. Okay, so now we are exact. The reason we're using whole wheat is because whole wheat has more natural yeast, which means it's going to give us faster progress, right? After day 4, I have learned that I can switch to adding white flour if I want to. For the feeding, I can use after day 4, but that's when the yeast has really formed, all right? And the sourdough works really well. Why it takes so long is because we are waiting for the yeast to develop on its own. So the fermentation of the sourdough is that we are going to let the yeast develop naturally, like from the air, from the wherever, from the whole wheat flour, instead of adding like regular yeast from the yeast that we buy. Okay, and that process of growing our own yeast is the fermentation process, and the process that's what is going to pre-digest our flour and make it easier on our stomach and more nutritional. So I have mixed my starter, 50 grams. The key is to feed it every day, pour out half of it, and then mix it. And then whatever remains, we feed it. What we're supposed to see is growth. We're supposed to see it bubbling up. And then I was also learning that if yours grows like mine did last year, it really grew and expanded after day 1. And then after that, it just shrank and sat there. That does not mean nothing is happening. I just needed to be more patient with it. So this time, patience is the main ingredient when it comes to making sourdough starter, okay? So let's cover it, not airtight, just loosely, and then we'll check back tomorrow. We see what happens. So like my kombucha before it, I'm just going to use something that is not airtight, like this serviette. Then I'll use the ring of my canning jar. Then have to be tight. I'm just putting it there on top so it doesn't fly away. And then it goes into my ferment corner next to my kombucha. Then we'll check in with it tomorrow. One other thing I need to do before we leave is to feed my sourdough starter. It is so active. And since I want to be here tomorrow to feed it, I have to find a way to make sure it stays nice and fed. Can you see all the nicely, evenly distributed bubbles? That means we are getting somewhere with this starter. These evenly spaced bubbles that are throughout shows that the yeast and the bacteria is very active. It's been 24 hours since I fed it. But one thing also I've noticed about it is that it is rather runny. That's because I might have been underfeeding it, according to ChatGPT and a few other reasons why, which I don't rightly remember right now. So I've been feeding it with 25 grams of starter. Oops, this is getting stuck. 25 grams of starter, and then I add 25 grams of water and 25 grams of flour. So it's getting runny. One of the reasons is because it's very active, so it's finishing the food, quote unquote, that I'm giving it too early. And also, I'm adding a bit too much liquid, apparently. So the plan today is to put 25 grams here, and then instead of feeding it with 25 grams of flour, I'll feed it with 50 grams of flour. But instead of 50 grams of water, I'm going to put 40 grams of water, just to make it slightly less runny. And then we'll see how it goes. Let me show you how it looks on the inside. So when it comes to the inside, as you can see, it's rather airy, which is good. Today, I feel like it's slightly less runny than it was yesterday. Today has to be day 7 or 8. I lost track of days at some point. So I'm going to reduce this, just leave 25 grams of it, and that's what I'm going to use to put into this fresh, clean jar, and then give it a bit more food. And I feel like I should be ready to start using it to make dough, to make bread, sourdough bread anytime from now. But we have a wedding to go to. My brother's getting married, so I'm actually going to leave it alone. I won't feed it tomorrow, but I will take a look at it after one day and see how it's going to be progressing. We are also having cold weather now, so that's good. So it's slowing down the process a bit. So let's feed this baby. So again, here's the process. I have my weighing scale there. So I put the clean jar, and I've not been changing the jar every day. Then I tare it, bring the weighing scale back to 0. Then I'm going to put 25 grams of this starter. Ah, 25, 20, 27. I ended up with 27. But that's okay. As you can see, that's so little. It's very, very little. Like straight at the very bottom. Probably I should be using a smaller jar. I don't know why I keep using a bigger one. But this is enough. I'm going to put, I'll tear it again. And that's where I come in with my whole wheat flour. I'm going to put 50 grams of this. I have to be so precise, because if I'm not careful, then too much ends up. Yo, it was at 17. So I'm putting what? 33. $28, 31, 33. Okay. I had put 17 before, so that makes it 50. Then I'm going to put 40 grams of water. Still using my non-chlorinated water. 31, 37, 38, 41. That's okay. And then I mix it up. I don't need to scale anymore. Oh, I feel like it's become too too thick now. I think I might add 5 grams of water, because ChatGPT said 40 or 45 grams of water. It's a bit too thick. Let me add 5 grams. Okay, it's good enough. So I'm done mixing. It's basically reached here. I'll give you a closer look. And all I have to do is to cover it. I like to cover it with a serviette because it's breathable. And put that ring right there. I don't even need to fasten it or anything. Just to avoid it being blown by the wind. And then put it in my ferment corner. See you in 2 days. I'm a bit stressed out with this whole sourdough situation because I have not touched my starter for like 2 weeks. So I fed it before we went for the wedding. And then when we came back for the wedding, I had given my household leave. So I was by myself for like a week. And then we were hosting, we normally host a huge bunch of families for a sleepover every other month. So we were hosting. So for the whole of that week, I was busy cleaning, just doing a thorough clean of my house, of course, cooking and everything. So I did not touch that starter, and I was so tired from the wedding, tired from the deep cleaning and the hosting. So it was a whole like week. I mean, that took a week, okay? Then we had the sleepover, it was fun and everything. And then once that was over, I realized, oh my goodness, my long month of May leave is about to get finished. And I haven't filmed any videos. In case you notice, I've been just very missing from this whole YouTube space. I'm not doing as well as I normally do because life was just lifing, you know? So the past week, I've been so busy filming other videos. So it's exactly 2 weeks since I put that sourdough in the fridge. But I've been researching about it, and I mean, ChatGPT is like, it's fine even if it's been there for 2 weeks, it's okay. It's just asleep. It's not dead. But I want to go and revive it now. One thing that stresses me about this whole sourdough thing is that, you know, people act like this, that the starter is like a baby. Your sourdough is like a baby. Like if you leave it for long, it's gonna die. I'm like, have I killed it? And that stresses me out because I don't want any more responsibility that I have in my life. I don't need to be responsible to keep this sourdough alive. It's sounding already so fragile to me. Like I have to feed it every day or it's gonna die. So, this is not what you came for here. I know you did not come for sourdough drama. But for me, the reason why I'm sharing this is I want to show you a real life process of someone who is starting the sourdough journey, and or whether it is worth all this effort. And 3, also whether it's as fragile as people say. Like since I've left it for 2 weeks, what's going to happen? Because now, as far as my research goes, I need to feed it for like 2 to 4 days every day so that I can revive it. Today is Thursday, so that's until Monday. Now on Monday, my leave ends. So I go back to work. And fortunately or unfortunately, the first duty that I'm going to be doing when I go back to work is I have some travel planned for like 5 days. So now what do I do? See, I will just have revived my sourdough and then I put it back in the fridge. You know what? Let's just go feed the thing, see whether it's still alive. One day we will get to make sourdough. I've been at this for a whole month. It seems like a month, but it's been 3 weeks now. Why is it so hard? The smell that's coming out from this sourdough is tangy. It's not bad, but it's very dry. Oh, everything is not that dry. So, I keep feeding this baby of mine who's just fed. It's my last born. It's called sourdough. I've decided to change from this huge jar because I'm just using a small part to the small one. I've also decided today I'm going to start using white flour. Now it's okay. By now the bacteria is fine. Actually, it's smelling very tangy, for lack of a better word. In a nice way. It's just smelling yeasty, tangy, okay? So, feed the thing. 25 grams of starter, 50 of water, 50 of flour, boom, bam, boom, and we are done. I hope. 22, 29, potato, I hope. So 25 grams is literally so little. I don't know if you can see that. It's just coating the bottom of the jar. Actually, it looks like 30. My weighing scale is just saying goodbye. Then I do 50 of flour. It's 26. Yo, come on. I'm testing a new weighing scale. And 50 of water. 50 of 50, all right? So the plan is to leave this on top of my counter every day for the next 4 days. You know one thing I've noticed about this sourdough? It's been bubbling up, yes, but it rarely like rises. You know, the bubbles are evenly spaced, yes, but it never like doubles. I don't know, maybe I didn't notice because the jar was too big. So today we're going to put the rubber band. My love, please tell the baby the rubber band for me. Thank you. So here's how it looks like, okay? So today, and you can see it has no bubbles. It's a nice and dense, whatever, dough. And then we'll check back on it in the morning. Then I'm going to put a rubber band to where the dough has reached. So that tomorrow, okay, the dough is there, roughly, okay? Here is my starter update. It's been about 6 hours, maybe 7. Since I fed this starter. Can you see? Can you see? I did it, you guys. I think it is official. I have officially made a sourdough starter because it has more than doubled. The doubling is normally just the sign that yes, it is active. You can see how well the bubbles are distributed in between. How amazing is this? I did it. So I am going to feed it again tomorrow. As we said, just keep it going. I'm so encouraged. I was a bit discouraged earlier, but yeah, I'm happy. I'm very happy. Soon I'll stop making that kind of bread over there and start making this kind of bread over here.